Hello, everyone. Welcome to Giganomics. We are live from home as always and forever. How's everyone doing this week? Bryon is here. Jon is here. Jon is on his laptop this week instead of his phone because he's fancy now.
This is good. I like it.
Everyone's in like a nice little like HD box now as opposed to like the weird phone thing that Jon was in all the time.
And Marc, kudos to you. You're really making our video portion looking sharp, looking crisp, looking good.
Trying to, if we're stuck here and we're going to be doing the show this way for the foreseeable future, I figured might as well jazz it up a bit, as the kids would say.
Yeah, I like it. So audio is still going up as norm, but video now is Marc's making it. He's Spielberging it up, and it's on Facebook. It's on our YouTube channel, and I think overall it's made our show. COVID has been a good thing for our show.
Yes, the one thing it's helped is our podcast.
And in all honestly, like whenever life gets back to what normal will be, because it will be a new normal, obviously. I honestly, if we just do our show like this from now on, I would be happy with it.
Yeah, it seems like it works out pretty good so far.
Yeah.
I will say I apologize for you guys. Like, we say we do the show every Monday, but getting into doing the show this new way with the video and dressing up a little bit, it's had some pitfalls and some speed bumps to get us to get the show out on a Monday during the day. So hopefully today we've worked out the kinks, and hopefully we can get it up for you guys today so you don't have to miss out on your usual Monday podcast time.
Well, Marc, we speaking of doing stuff from home, it was Comic-Con at home all weekend. So
it was.
We'll be focusing on that pretty much later on as Jon Francie eats his lunch, as always.
If you're new to the podcast, if you're just joining us because you're just getting on since we started doing the fancy digital version of the show, Jon Francie usually either is wearing his Mountain Dew t-shirt, which he's not today.
I know.
Which
Weird.
is anti-podcast.
I have my endorsements. Today's endorsement is Firefly Hollow. They promote everyone to stay home and get lit.
There you go. So Francier is usually promoting some kind of alcoholic beverage or a soft drink, and he eats his lunch during the show.
Yes.
Thankfully, he turns his mic off as he eats, which is nice of him. But Francia eats like a 13-year-old boy. He drinks Game Fuel, eats like Cheetos.
I do have Game Fuel news, or
tacos.
Maybe Mountain Dew news a little bit later on.
Oh.
But before we get into things,
yes.
What has everybody been doing? I got a few things I want to mention, but
if you got them, then go for it, Bryon.
I'm going to go
first?
for it. All right. So
this way we can let Jon eat, and I'll think of something.
I finished Resident Evil 5 and 6 last week. I finished the entire series. Now, overall, 1 and 2 were by far the best out of all of them. But it dips in the middle. 3 and 4 are all right. But 5 and 6 was like a full-blown movie. I mean, they pulled out, they didn't hold back on anything. I like 6 a lot. I actually think they ended it great. And actually,
love
like
the cheese.
The CG and everything was like primo. It was like they knew this is the last film, and they gotta get the big budget. And overall, 5 and 6 were very enjoyable. I enjoyed the whole thing. But I mean, 3 and 4 just kind of felt like. I mean, they weren't the strongest stories, but it was great how they pulled off an MCU-like story arc, all these characters. But the funny part is they pulled a Rise of a Skywalker before Rise of the Skywalker. They pulled a Palpatine out of their ass before Star Wars ever did it. They brought back a villain who died in the second movie out of nowhere, and he's a clone. Just like Palpatine is a clone in Rise of Skywalker. And I was just like, wow, look at that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. They confirmed.
We have no proof. You can't say.
Anyway, so they pulled that out of their ass, and it was enjoyable. And
I think you can say who it is because if anyone hasn't seen it yet, they're probably not going to.
What do you mean?
The person that came back.
Well, he was the scientist in the first and second movie. In the second movie, he turns into a big monster, but there's multiple clones of him because they make clones of everybody in this movie, this franchise. And he has 2 clones, and at the end of the movie, they meet each other. So the one clone who's a religious freak, and then the other clone, the other one who's supposedly the real one, the one we saw in the movie 1 and 2 was a clone
with a daughter.
All of a sudden, that's a different person, Mark.
Oh, different scientist.
That's a different scientist altogether. So anyway, the religious freak clone sees him.
Here comes Bobby.
He goes, "You're me," and then they have it out. It's great. Hey, Bobby.
He's pooping. That's his name.
What? Well, I am not pooping.
You're
pooping. Your name says.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm not.
It's a.
So, Bob, we're going over what we've been up to for the week before we hop into the news, Bobo.
Okay.
So I watched 2 things on Netflix. Highly recommend. It's disturbing as all hell, but it's the Jeffrey Epstein Filthy Rich documentary. You just don't know. Like, the news only gave us the surface of what this asshole, this monster was doing for so long. And it just shows you, yet again, if you have money, you get away with anything. And I mean anything. He made Michael Jackson look like a schoolgirl. That's how bad this guy was.
Wow.
Yep.
He probably did if you paid him enough money. He probably would have.
He made Michael Jackson look like a schoolgirl.
Sucks.
Then on top of that, I started watching Fear City, New York versus the Mafia. Yet again shows if you got money, you can do whatever you want. Yes. But it is so interesting about the bosses, how the FBI was unorganized, and they actually went to school to go after the mafia because they were so unorganized about going after the mafia. The mafia was a corporate. They made themselves into a corporation. They held New York by the balls. They controlled so many aspects of New York, it blows your mind. And they have to put bugs in like cars and restaurants, and how they do this is unbelievably. It's like watching a movie. It's nuts. But I highly recommend
you were doing actually, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I highly recommend it because it's our history in New York, and what a shit show New York was.
Our history of New York.
Yeah, I mean
like
our history.
Like,
of New York.
We don't live in New York though, so it's not really our history of New York. It's
New York's near us. It's New York's history.
Yes.
Have you ever lived in the state of New York?
Yes. He's only lived in New York like twice, I think, in his whole life.
I'm living in New York right now.
In New York state of mind?
Yes, New York.
You got a New York state of mind. That's what it is.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah.
I thought they just controlled like in the restaurant industry, taking away like linens and fried oils.
No.
Construction,
clothing, hospitals.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, good.
Staffing.
They controlled so much of that city.
Payroll of different companies, like they ran like their payroll departments of different like corporations.
Oh my God, it's insane.
Like so construction, you had to like talk to a certain person to be able to build in certain areas. And
well, the unions were they controlled the unions.
Yeah,
I mean the unions had total. Yeah. The team.
My grandfather was a iron worker in New York during that whole time frame, and he used to tell stories of how he used to have to like negotiate with certain people to get certain jobs, and he can only like because he was Irish, so he was like listed in with the Irish guys, so he was only allowed to work certain jobs in certain places at the early beginnings of things. And then, it was crazy. And
like if you're a mom and pop Italian restaurant or a mom and pop Italian place, they would come over and be like, give us 30%, and you'd be like, no. They'd be like, well we'll kill you, or we'll blow your place up, or we'll light it on fire. You won't have a place. So basically, they bullied their own people. Yes. They took advantage of everybody, and they controlled a lot of things. And the people, the FBI, these investigators had to put mic'd certain things. The guy had to dress up as a cable box cable guy to fix the cable box, and he's right there with one of the bosses of the mafia, and he's like, if anything goes wrong, I could be dead. Yeah. And he literally had to put a bug in the cable box while he had the boss hold the flashlight, and the boss, he didn't know what he was doing. He's just like, oh, they actually put interference.
It's like an adapter thing to get you more channels or something.
Well, no. So this is what they did. They figured out how to make that box have interference. So they sent a signal over, and the TV would freak out. So he called the cable company.
Yeah.
They intercepted it with the cable company. They sent their own guy over, and then he bangs on the cable box. There's a guy with binoculars and a walkie-talkie, and he goes, okay, hit it. And the guy would hit the button and make the TV flicker. Yeah. And then he goes, oh, I gotta get in there.
I gotta open it up and put a
and the guy's like, whatever.
That's awesome.
And he's like, whatever you gotta do. Yeah.
It's awesome. Okay. But that guy is probably pissing his pants.
He was. Yeah. He was, but they got the bug in there, and they bugged a lamp above their table at a restaurant.
Yeah.
John.
Oh man, it's crazy.
They do make special underwear for that.
They do.
If you do plan on
it all depends. It all depends.
You like the mission is gonna be like, Johnny, there's a good chance you're gonna piss your pants on this. You might want to wear your red pair.
This mission depends on you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what I've been up to. Mafia stuff, you know.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it is good. Marc, what have you been up to?
I actually, going off of what we're going to talk about later on, I saw a trailer for the Dark Materials Season 2. So I went back this weekend and watched Season 1. And it is really good. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. I was, like, sucked into it. The main character is the girl from Logan.
Yeah.
The young girl. She, like, plays... I think it's like a YA novel that they've adapted into a TV show. But it's really interesting. It's really, like, worth the watch. It's
I believe they made tried to turn it into a movie series, and the first movie...
What was the Golden Compass? Wasn't that the first? That was the movie with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah. I think they did make a sequel. It didn't
really do anything.
Yeah.
But the TV show is really good. Yeah.
I heard it's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. James McAvoy's in it. It's on HBO. So it'll be on your Max, Bryon, so you can watch it on the Max.
I love the Max, baby.
I know you do. But I watched that. The next one I'm going to hop into, I think, is Perry Mason. I keep seeing
good.
I've seen little bits and pieces of it. Never really watched an episode, but I want to dive into that. Besides that, that's like just watching sports. Sports are back, so it's a happy time for me. In a big way.
Yeah, sports are back for me too.
On that, and I have some news on that coming up in just a few minutes about sports and what's going on.
We'll let John finish eating. Bobby, what have you been up to this week?
Nothing. Pretty much, guys. I had 2 kids with the sniffles, so I was sitting out with them, which is great because we get to watch all the YouTube in the world. It felt real nice. I got to play some Mega Man, but really, the only thing I've been working on is, guys, I just have a really boring life. Oh, I did do an episode of Dungeonetics, and that's up on the feed right now.
Yes, I was going to mention that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try to make them more often than like every other month or every month, because I have a little bit of time. And guys, if I may, just for 1 second, when you and I used to play Dungeons and Dragons together, our table was very much focused on maybe 2 things. One, comedy, right? So there was a lot of over talking. And editing that was goddamn insane.
Yeah.
But, besides that, it was just trying to be, humorous and move things along and hopefully not piss off John too much.
Well, that was the goal, was to piss John off. That was my goal.
That was
my goal. Yeah.
We did a lot of silly stuff. Do you remember when Jay took all the doorknobs from every single place he was at? Yes. And he had a big bag of doorknobs. And eventually John had a puzzle that involved having the right doorknob. See, it's those little fun little touches that make John possibly the world's best DM. Now, the thing is, with this season, it's more to the book. It's like we're going chapter by chapter in Out of the Abyss. So there's a lot more structure. But the comedy is still there. You just have to just rip it right out of the spine. And, and it's easier to do with these guys because, you know, we didn't have to tell what a D20 was for the 15th time, Mark.
Hey, I know what D20 is now.
Oh, there you do.
Mark is.
I'm showing other people how to play now.
Good, dude. Awesome. That makes me really proud.
So actually, going off of what you were talking about with Dungeons & Dragons, we played last Tuesday, and there really wasn't a "what did Mark do" moment at all during the game.
No.
There was an absolute "what did Hutzel do" moment.
All right. Don't tell us.
Yeah.
Hold on. John,
tell us.
No, hold on.
No, I'm gonna make people stick around. I want to tease it, and then people have to watch and wait and hear about it.
John, let us know what you've been. Let John. He should be the one since he was the DM. Tell us what you've been up to, John, and then what you should do is give us a multiple choice, or don't give us the outcome. You know, let us guess. I want to guess what Hutzel did.
We should do, since I was there, I'll tell you, John. What you should do is you should describe the situation, and then describe the people that are in the party, and then go into what did
paint
Hutzel
us
do.
a picture. Yeah, paint us a picture.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it.
And what did Hutzel and Mark do?
Now this is WWDNDPCD.
Yeah, that's a lot of letters. A lot of letters that I never remember.
What would the Dungeons and Dragons player character do?
Yes.
The one thing Mark did that was pretty impressive is he solved both of the party's riddles.
Instantly, almost.
Wow.
Almost instantly, yes. He was.
It definitely pissed John off. I could tell.
One of the other people we were going, she pretty much just gasped, "Really?" Because he just like churned both of them out.
Yeah, and John was very aggravated by it because he was expecting.
I wasn't aggravated.
You had a little bit of a tinge of anger in your face. I could tell by looking at you, like, because afterwards he's like, "I didn't know you could do riddles. I wouldn't have put it in there if I knew you could do riddles." I was I don't know. I was
just surprised you got both of them.
Yeah.
So, the Hutzel moment. They were sailing on a ship to an undiscovered island. They found a dinghy with some survivors from a former expedition. They took them on. In the middle of the night, the group gets woken up out of sleep, and one of the survivors is on the edge of the boat, throwing one of the other survivors into the sea. So the party comes up. Mark, doing what Mark does, goes to try to attack him. One of the other characters throws a hand axe. And then the other character begins casting a spell to affect the person who is now wielding the anchor of the ship like a giant flail on a chain. Yes. So what does Hutzel do?
No, but first off, John, you have to say what characters consist the party. Like, I'm a rogue. Hutzel's a so-and-so.
A so-and-so? He's a so-and-so?
What do I John say who each person is?
Experience in D&D.
Mark is a human rogue who is really just trying to stab the guy.
Yes.
Another one is the one casting a spell is actually a Triton druid pirate. The other person that's throwing the hand axe is a human monk, and Hutzel is a dwarven cleric.
We also have the Goliath outlaw guy.
So what does Hutzel do? Yeah, there is the Goliath. He just ran to go get help.
He's level 6.
Bryon, your
ship.
guess?
No.
My guess is he sunk the ship.
All your faces have become very still.
All right, Bobby, what did you think?
No? What do you think, Bobby?
Yeah.
Not mine, I hope.
Hello?
I mean, knowing his, you were there, Brian. You're just very still. Knowing his acumen for Dungeons and Dragons, I would say he casts Zone of Truth. But I don't know.
All right. So what did Hutzel do? While coming out, still clothed in his chainmail armor, Hutzel jumps over the edge and dives into the water after the person he threw overboard.
No.
Why? Why did
Exactly.
he do that?
Exactly. What I said.
With chainmail.
A dwarf in chainmail.
Oh.
A
Why?
dwarf in chainmail.
So why would he do that?
Exactly.
Because he wanted to help the person.
The boat is moving this. I literally said that. I literally turned out to go. The boat is going this way. The guy is going that way.
What?
Getting out of the boat to save Wilson from Castaway, basically. Nothing's happening.
Selfless dullard. What a complete heartfelt imbecile he is. That is lovely. I bless his, God. And when I see him, I'm gonna give him a hug. And I'm never gonna let him live this down.
The whole thing was the rest of the party is attacking this whatever the creature or whatever it was. Well, every other person, like all the NPCs, whatever they would call them, like non-player characters, are basically trying to save Hutzel from drowning as he's dragging this lifeless body back to the boat.
He didn't have walk on water?
No.
Turn into a bird?
Just thought
take out a bag and make like a little float. Fucking unbelievable. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what? He will kill your party eventually.
Yes.
So
that's what I said. He's gonna kill everybody.
His domain is the life domain.
But he has no, and we have a merman in our
Yes,
party.
we do have a merman or merfolk or
This is what I said to Hutzel. I'm like, we literally have someone who could swim the whole ocean in our group.
Legit was born in water.
The dwarf druid decides to jump in the ocean covered in chainmail. I even think maybe I should take some of this stuff off before he jumped off the boat. Just
John, you're a good DM
Craig
for holding
Louganis,
to that.
Well, it was his. He didn't even debate it.
Think.
It's just like,
I'm jumping in. I'm going after that guy.
And because of that, he did not make one attack that entire combat.
No.
Wow. Oh, good for him. He got out of fighting.
But he had to throw like 900 save throws because he was almost drowning every moment. And John's like, well, they finally throw you a life preserver. And you get dragged back on the boat.
What a doof.
What a doof.
What a doof, but we love him.
Oh, he's a good guy. He's the best to play with. You got to admit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good time. He's a good time. But I was like, oh man. I was like, this one. I even said to John as this was going on. I said to John, I'm like, this is being talked about on the podcast Monday. This is podcast. Like, we're not avoiding this one at all. This is directly going.
The game was a lot of fun.
Good.
The group, definitely an interesting dynamic. There's some wide ranges of players. Some of them are missing next week, so we're gonna do a prequel flashback of the people that were there. But I definitely recommend heading up to Zombie Hideout, and if you're in the area, and we can always add in more people as time goes on.
Yeah, except drop-ins. We had like 3 drop-ins this past Tuesday, so.
Yeah, the drop-ins are always welcome. It takes a little time to maybe grab you guys some characters and stuff, but.
Oh, if there was a drop-in per se, would you accept them at a level 6?
I think everyone's level 5.
Yeah, everyone's level 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Just curious. No reason.
Level 5, so.
And I have suggested to John that we could do our party in this kind of format. Like we could do a Zoom.
I've been saying that the whole time.
D&D session.
We need Hutzel to figure out computers.
Well, I told him he could do it on his smartphone
What?
that he has. He could do it.
What if I just email out that Discord link that I sent you, Mark, that one night? Then that was easy as pie. You just basically clicked it on your computer and you were there.
Well, D&D Beyond has a whole thing for it. Like, you can roll your dice around the thing and everything.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
And it takes care of your character numbers for you and everything. You got your whole character sheet right there. You don't have to do anything.
If it's set up correctly. Yes.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure John could walk through everyone's stuff beforehand. But it's a thought, because then you could just record, Bobby. You could just record it at your place, like we're recording this, and then you could have the show done.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. I've done it before, where I've ripped into I ran it one proprietary line that would just record the audio, so it wouldn't mess up with the feed, and it works out actually really, really well.
Yeah.
The problem is, given the current state of things in the world that some of us currently live in, guys, the only way I could even record any new sessions is honestly just one shots. And very rare at that. The years of me actually having like a dedicated, okay, it's going to be this day. We're going to be doing it for like 3.5 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
We used to do like 7 hours live, 8 hours live in the studio, guys.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like until a vaccine exists and government, come on. I know you got it. Give it to us, you fucks. Just, whatever. We'll get it there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that off of mic and camera. So going into normal news, Mark, sports, and you had something you wanted to talk about as well, right?
Well, I'll do sports first, then I'll finish it off with a little bit of pulp culture news, then you could take over the rest of the news.
Sure.
Hockey launches back up this weekend, this Saturday, and the NHL has shown us what the arenas will look like. So this is what the Eastern Conference arena is going to look like in Toronto. It's nicely all decked out and ready to go for hockey to be played this weekend. I think if I go this way.
Are we going to have fake fans?
No fake fans. Everything's tarped off.
Oh, wow.
But they have like the multi-screens and everything everywhere. Yeah, it looks very video gamey.
Yeah.
It looks pretty awesome. This is the Edmonton, or this is actually Rogers Place. This is also Toronto. But, no, that's Edmonton. I'm sorry. That is Edmonton. So there's what the Western Conference teams will look like. So, so hockey is coming back this weekend.
Wow.
It's going to be like almost like March Madness. Like I looked up the schedule for Saturday, and there's literally a game at noon. There's games at 4, and there's games at 8. And there's like 2 games each time. So there's like multiple games that you could watch at the same time. And it's going to be intense. It's going to be crazy. And I'm going to love every minute of it. In crazy sports news.
What's
just
crazy?
Broke this morning. The Miami Marlins had to postpone their game today against the Baltimore Orioles, as well as the Philadelphia Phillies had to postpone their game against the Yankees because 11 of the 33 players who've been traveling with the club, i.e. the roster, and a pair of coaches have all tested positive for
We
coronavirus.
all knew this was going to happen.
Yeah. Now, this is the baseball thing where we had talked about earlier that they'd thought about doing the bubble situation, or they were talking about doing the, like, whatever they wanted to do. They ended up going with everyone play in their own stadiums and people travel to and fro. And there's like 113-page rule book on what the people, like the players, can do and what staff can do. But this is Miami, who wasn't even playing in their home stadium, was playing in Philadelphia, contracted it in Philadelphia, supposedly, or in that area. Or it was 2 weeks back from then, would have been back in Miami when they were in their training camp. So people who were all infected went to Philadelphia, played the Philadelphia team, Now,
So
the Philadelphia
stupid.
team is
Just
sequestered.
don't do baseball. Just don't do baseball.
Yeah. So there's
I-
the whole thing of now of what they do with this. They're retesting all of the Miami Marlins team, and they're testing all the Philadelphia Phillies teams. And I'm pretty sure there'll be more once they figure out what's going on there, because it could be those two teams. It could be. I mean, it's pretty much controlled to those two teams at this point.
Yeah, but you don't know.
So you
We
could.
don't know.
It's
They test everyone every day, so it's just. But
yeah, but Mark, it's kind of funny that in some ways our body can create a fluid or a thing that can shut down major league sports.
Yeah.
And there are enough trolls and idiots in the world to be like, dude, I'm gonna just lick door handles at this hotel because I know I have COVID, and watch what's gonna happen. So America,
yeah, well, I will say that the one
hell
thing
yeah.
like they are doing is they have very high security at the hotels that the players are staying at. Supposedly, that's what they'd say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what's going on in baseball. Football
Wow.
training camp opens this week.
Now I heard. Now, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong. Yesterday,
You're wrong. Oh, okay.
I did hear this weekend or something that football potentially is going to skip their preseason.
Yes, no preseason whatsoever. Just going straight into regular season.
That's a tough one, right? For a
Teams
lot of players.
Teams are going to do like inter squad games and like play like inter squad games amongst themselves, because everyone has enough people to do stuff like that. Because each team consists of 80 players to start the training camp. That's not
That's
also
a lot of COVID.
and that's also including staff and all that other stuff too. So you have like over 100 people in a place. But they're also doing the Major League Baseball philosophy of playing in their individual stadiums and not doing the bubble situation.
Oh, the
boy.
COVID bubble. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
This is going to turn out well.
Yeah. I mean, even in the NBA, they had in NBA side news, they had one of the players for, I believe it was the LA Clippers, went home for a family emergency and was photographed inside a gentleman's club in Atlanta. And his retort to that was, "I was just picking up some food."
What?
Oh no! Don't knock it, dude.
Who gets takeout though? Who gets takeout from a strip club?
Yeah.
Places like that will do anything to provide a good deal, and sometimes strip club food just reminds people of their homes. I'm not gonna knock that guy.
It just reminds you that you're home. I like how you said that, Bob.
I think that's why.
Yeah.
I don't think that's why people
man.
go to the strip club. I'm just saying.
Listen.
No one goes to strip club
Let's
going
just
like,
say
man, this reminds me of my home.
Well, I mean, people
strip clubs?
can go to.
You
if
have strippers in your house? Why would you leave and go somewhere else?
Exactly. You stay home.
Jesus.
When you're here, you're family.
Yeah,
Is that the kind of family you want to? Yeah.
That's a fancy Olive Garden. That's a fancy Olive Garden.
What if you're like, dude, every single time I'm in Atlanta, I always hit up like Sandy's place. Sandy's place has the best chicken wings. So you're about to go to Sandy's place, boom, shut down, except food. So you're like, okay, maybe I can just go in and go pick up some chicken.
But did they get a photo of him enjoying himself or actually getting food? Because
there's just a picture of him inside the gentleman's club. There's no. I haven't seen the photo.
Busted.
I haven't
Okay.
seen that he's carrying a.
Well, you know what?
Or anything.
He clearly didn't have an emergency.
Yeah.
Clearly,
So
this
he's
is
been
going to
added
be
to his 14-day quarantine that he's already done. He's now been added another 10 days of quarantine where he has to stay in his room as punishment. So he's basically grounded for 10 days for going to the strip club.
Oh
Like,
boy!
you're
I mean,
grounded,
this is
man. You go in that room and you don't
Yeah.
come out until you've learned a lesson, and you come out and tell me what you think you did wrong.
they're gonna open the door. The window's gonna be open, and he's gonna be long gone at the next strip.
There's a sheet hanging out the window.
Sign at the strip bar, getting food.
I ran out to get some wings.
What else you got for us, Mark?
But that's pretty much it for sports.
That it?
The one thing I was going to bring up,
Yeah.
my sisters are excited about this and they're actually going to it. In Keene, New Hampshire, this week and weekend, they are transforming downtown Keene into Diagon Alley from Harry Potter.
Now, is this a good idea to do this at this point?
I don't know. It's a nod to they have the rules of the mask and everything.
Is it outside? It's an outside.
Yes, it's an outside downtown area.
Okay.
But the shops will be open and stuff like that. And all the shops are gonna have like themed things to go with the Harry Potter and all that stuff.
Will they have butterbeer?
I'm assuming they will. Who doesn't have butterbeer at this point?
I don't even know what it tastes like, but
so
I don't even know what
so they're gonna
butterbeer
do.
is. I just like to say the word butterbeer.
So here it is. The Keene merchants team up for a magical week. Downtown Keene celebrates Harry Potter's birthday by transforming into Diagon Alley. So they're gonna do it. I don't know what that commercial's for, but yeah. So they're gonna.
Oh my God,
downtown.
Mark! What kind of
I don't know.
advertisements do you have? You have yoga. Look at it.
Yoga's going on.
Women's underwear? Is that?
No, that's masks, Bryon. Those are masks.
What is this?
Here's what visitors, magic and muggle alike, can expect. Certain places will have different types of things. You can get butterbeer float. There you go, Bryon. You can get a butterbeer float.
Cool.
The Knickerbocker Glory.
Ooh,
Dudley's
Knickerbocker
favorite.
Glory. I love this.
And your own chocolate pretzel wand.
Now,
Yeah.
do you think people will go even though they dislike the writer? What's her name?
I don't think
I mean,
that's the thing anymore.
No, it's still very
It's a
much is
thing. It's a thing.
I know, but I mean, for people who are into Harry Potter,
Yeah.
like the age group that was the Harry Potter group, I don't think that they are. I don't think it's going to be a big thing for them. I think they like Harry Potter. They can differentiate their like of the book to the like of the person who wrote the book.
It just seems like a weird time to do this. Like
It does.
in a
But-
pandemic, you're
You know-
opening the floodgates because a lot of states aren't allowing outsiders to come in. So this is
Well,
for
New Hampshire is one of the states that it's allowed. Like Massachusetts has done a thing where they have certain rules for every other state except for New England states and New York. Everywhere else, you have to quarantine for 14 days.
So does
You're
Connecticut.
basically able to travel inside New England as long as you don't like.
I don't think so, Mark. I think you're making that up.
No, that's a mass thing. I know Maine has the 72-hour test thing where you have to have had a test within 72 hours before you could enter the state of Maine, no matter where you're from. So different places have different rules, but New Hampshire is one of the ones. I think it's the live free or die, man. They go for it in New Hampshire.
I can add, as a federal employee here, I've been informed by management that because of my job, I do not have to follow that rule. So the moment I return from anywhere, out of any state, they expect me to work right away.
That's
Crazy.
So,
Illegal. Just say it. Illegal.
Mark, you
Bye-bye.
are right. You're right. You're
I
right.
didn't want to go that way, but yeah.
New Hampshire out-of-state visitors, the self-quarantine has been lifted for the surrounding states: Maine, Vermont,
Yeah.
Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
But those traveling to New Hampshire from non-New England states are expected a period of time are still asked to self-quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But still, this virus does not know borders. It does not know what state.
No, exactly. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't think that's a differentiating factor. I
Yeah.
think as long as it's more about your own personal
If it's
decision making.
outside,
Yes,
everybody's
it's in
got
a
a mask.
downtown area. It's not like you're.
I guess it's something
Yeah.
for people to do. Hopefully, it's not like a fucking, like.
It's not like a Burning Man or anything where people are over.
It's not
each
like the
other.
Big E, you know.
Yeah, it's not like the Big E or the Spring Break where everyone's on top of each other.
So, I mean, that kind of piggies back off. This weekend we had Connecticut on at home. We're going to
Comic-Con
go
at home.
Comic-Con. What was that? Connecticut. Sorry,
I don't
Comic-Con
think
at
anyone's
home.
doing Connecticut at home.
That canceled. And also we had a press briefing from Xbox this week, which I watched, which was pretty good. We got to see our first look at Halo,
Yes.
Halo Infinite.
I heard the rumors that could be the last Halo.
It is. The interview they did with IGN, some of the worthy takeaways from the interview, and you can go to IGN and read it. Basically, they're saying that this Halo Infinite is going to be sort of like, I'm going to use the words that like Fortnite. It's a service, but it's going to be like a platform service in a way that they're going to put out this Halo game, and we're going to get campaign chunks. It's not down the line.
Like Titanfall, kind of.
You're going to get updates.
Game passes. They're going to run game passes.
Well, it's going to be on Game Pass, which is great for me because if you have Game Pass, you'll get the game day one, no extra charge. So we all get to play it on day one if you have Game Pass, which I'm excited for. But the cool things are it's going to be mini open world. So it'll be a chunk of the ring. You're back on the ring and a mini area that will be open. It's still linear, but sort of like the new Tomb Raider games where it's a mini map. You'll have like a mini area. You can do how you
anything
see
you
fit.
want in it.
Yeah, and then you'll move. You'll go the
As
course.
they open up other spots, you can move on to those spots.
Right. But it's like instead of a service of games like Fortnite, which just releases seasons after seasons. Halo will be, they're putting this one game out and it will expand for the next 10 years. That's what they said anyway. They want this one game to just continue living with the community for X amount of years. So there potentially will be no sequel. It will be this.
Just different stories as opposed to different games.
Yeah, I mean, it's unclear if we'll get the full campaign or we're going to get a campaign and then we're going to get like
another campaign down the road and like a DLC kind of thing.
I'm sure you guys remember that one Halo game where they released every month or a couple weeks they release a chapter. Remember that? We would play the chapter. It's gonna be similar like that. I'm sure it'll be free because 343, I think with Halo 4, they never charged for maps because with the community. So that's a plus that you'll get potentially, because nobody knows right now, you'll get a lot of this stuff for free, but if it's going to be a game of service, they're going to charge for something because they got to make money somehow.
Well, you pay for the Game Pass, so.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they might have microtransactions like they did the last game with cards.
Like crates and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They really didn't give us a lot of information. All we know is we got to see a teaser. We got to see some gameplay. It looked like Halo. I'm excited to play the campaign. There were some pretty cool game. Some all the first party games are coming to Game Pass. The great thing is with Halo, you don't need to upgrade to the new Xbox. It will be playable on the one you have, which is great. There will be no exclusives to the new Xbox until about a year or more. About a year out. Potentially we'll see Fable. I think the Fable game will be an exclusive. They teased that at the end, which is kind of nice. So that happened. It was pretty good.
You got that new samurai game that you guys been raving about, which I finally saw a thing about.
Ghost of Tsushima is a beautiful game. Very very cool. I know Rocky just picked it up. I'm trying to finish Maneater and then I'm hopping to Ghosts.
And that's a PS4 exclusive, right?
Right. And tomorrow, I didn't mention this. Tomorrow, my Last of Us Part 2 review will drop on our feed, which I did with Jubal and JV Minton, and I just added some clips into it, so that'll be dropping tomorrow. But to go to Comic-Con, a couple news before we go to Comic-Con. Walmart has announced, gentlemen, it is officially closing on Black Friday this year. We won! We won!
I thought they were closing on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, what did I say? Black Friday? No, Thanksgiving Day. Okay. Walmart is closing on Thanksgiving Day. Massachusetts, there's a blue law, so they have to close, but they can open up at midnight. But around most of the country, they've always been open. So now it's official because of COVID. Because of COVID, honestly, last year, we shopped online. I didn't go out Black Friday, and fuck no am I going out Black Friday this year. But But I have to imagine a lot of these stores are just going to be like, shop with us online. Shop with us online. We don't want
They're doing that now. Some places are just closing. They're not even open anywhere. Like,
Yeah, right.
like Brooks Brothers went away. That closed. They're bankrupt. Men's Warehouse filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw that. So
Good.
And
Good.
so
Chuck E. Cheese. Yep.
Chuck E. Cheese. Yes, we heard Chuck E. Cheese
yeah,
also, which I didn't know was even open still anyways, but whatever.
I know.
There's actually a really side story about that.
Yeah.
So they were
Sure.
worried about that. Sorry. So they were worried about no one was going to order Chuck E. Cheese food during the pandemic.
Oh, we
Because,
talked
I
about this.
mean,
We
oh,
talked
you already
about this
talked
on
about
the show
this?
before. Yeah.
That they changed their name so they could
Yeah,
hide
they
who
changed their
were.
name to like
Yeah.
Peppo's Pizza or something.
Awesome. Good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
That was
Sorry.
a good,
No.
It was actually one of their better ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, Pasquale.
Also, AMC Theater has moved their opening to later in August, but Mulan has been moved indefinitely, and Tenet has been moved indefinitely. Both those films, they're not giving them new dates because I think they're afraid that they're just going to have to give them another new date.
Yeah.
AMC Theaters is once again delaying reopening to mid to late August. And the rest of the big chains, Regal and all the rest, they are staying closed until there is a major release. They're not going to reopen. And I think AMC, now that there's 2 major releases that have been pulled from this month, the next major release, I think, is like
Black Widow, right? Like in
no.
October?
There's a couple major releases coming up in September and October, but I think they'll all get moved.
A lot of stuff's starting to get moved to on demand. Like they announced Bill and Ted's going to be on demand, direct to on demand, not in theaters.
No, well, that was one of my Comic-Con pieces. Bill and Ted has been announced to come out September 1st, Labor Day weekend, select theaters, and VOD same day, which is awesome because time has passed so long. I don't think Bill and Ted would have done that well in the theater to begin with.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like a special.
I mean, I will gladly pay the $20 to support them from home.
Yeah.
But I would not go to the theater to see Bill and Ted because there's a good chance it couldn't be bad.
Be terrible? Yes.
Yeah. Like Dumb and Dumber 2, I saw on HBO or whatever. Like I was like not going to go to the theater for it. And I'm glad I didn't because it wasn't that good. Now Bill and Ted, I think I have higher hopes for. I'm hoping it will be good. But there is a new trailer released, but I'm happy they moved it.
Yeah, the trailer does not help it.
I didn't watch it yet. I haven't watched the new trailer.
Oh.
Why is it that bad?
It's not great.
Oh. Well, speaking of which, the big movie, Mark, you asked me what was the big release. New Mutants is still scheduled to come out in, I think, September, October. It's weird. They had a panel. It was pretty good. They talked about the movie. They haven't changed the date yet. They haven't done anything.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a leak. Someone in, I want to say it's Australia, saw the teaser on Disney Plus of the New Mutants, and they took a video with their phone.
Yeah.
And it showed the Disney Plus stuff and the teaser playing, and they put it on social media, and they're like, "Look at this!" So there is a great possibility it could come to Disney Plus.
There's been a huge influx of X-Men stuff on Disney Plus recently. Like they've out of nowhere just started releasing X-Men movies on Disney Plus, like without any kind
they
of
own
like,
them.
well, like not even like fanfare, like oh hey, coming next week or next month, X-Men coming to Disney
Why
Plus.
would you add a fan?
Yeah, but I'm saying, I mean, it's like they're kind of like
it's like Netflix is like, oh my God, we're adding a movie that came out 6 years ago. Woo!
well, no, but they do like the things where they announce like the movies that are coming out that month or
Mark
whatever.
has conspiracy theories here.
Well, it's not even a conspiracy theory. It's just usually with Disney Plus, every month they release like a press release saying, "Here's the stuff that are coming to Disney Plus."
But
this month.
I could see
X-Men was nowhere on that. They just kind of just appeared.
Well, I mean, that's what happens with streaming service. Things go away. Things.
Well, I get that, but I'm just saying this didn't like wasn't on their monthly
New
list.
Mutants, if it gets pushed again, either they'll wait for the theaters or they'll go VOD, because if it goes on Disney Plus, they're not going to make any money. But if they go a VOD, $20 a ticket, they can make some money. I think that
movie's just so far gone at this point that they're just going to shelve it to Disney Plus, and
they're not shelving it. It's coming.
Well, I mean,
out.
like they're going to throw it to Disney Plus and just be done with it. Like, right, it's out. Like they just released a movie with Bryan Cranston that was going to come out in theaters like this week, and then all of a sudden they like put it to Disney Plus. Like, oh, just put it on Disney Plus. We'll just put it there for now.
Well, the problem is with these big tentpole films, even though Disney didn't make New Mutants, it was a Fox property prior. Yeah. So maybe they don't have
any attachment to it.
It doesn't attach to them to budget-wise. When you make a big movie, it's they have to pay back the loan. They have to pay back and pay people.
Streaming services don't always look for cash. Look at Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix doesn't charge for their big tent movies.
No, but they pay. Yeah. They pay the company for them. They pay them.
No.
Yeah, but they already paid for it though, so they get the money back off the memberships of the people that have the memberships.
If the movie's got enough publicity, you get new subscribers.
Like they just the Netflix just bought the Ryan Reynolds movie.
But they still pay the company.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but it doesn't matter to them if the movie doesn't, if no one watches it, it doesn't bother them because they still.
Yeah, but not all their movies are bought.
Subscriptions.
All the movies are made by them.
Yeah. I understand. I know how Netflix works. I'm saying a big tentpole film, the company like Warner Brothers or whoever makes it has to make that money back somehow.
I just don't think that New Mutants is a big tentpole film though.
Well, it was at Comic-Con this weekend.
Well, then, but it's at home Comic-Con. Let's just say it wasn't the usual Comic-Con.
It's not a tentpole film, but for this year that no films have come out.
Yeah, this wasn't the usual Comic-Con either. It wasn't like if this was a regular year, New Mutants wouldn't have been like one of the big movies that they were talking about in Hall H. It'd been one of the smaller attended.
I know. Yeah. A couple nuggets that did come out of it. If this film had come out when it was supposed to and Fox didn't get sold out to Disney, they talked about how the earlier drafts, they would have brought in Warlock for the second film, and it was going to be a trilogy, and they were going to bring him back, and they were going to bring Warlock into the second film because they just didn't have the budget for the first movie. It would have been interesting to see how this film would have went if they had the chance to do it. I'm still interested. I'll watch it.
This is like the movie that was like the weird In the Purgatory movie because it was literally made by Fox, finished by Fox, and then they sold the company, and Disney didn't know what to do with it.
Well, yeah, it's been in the shuffle.
It's just that weird, it's in that weird purgatory space.
I mean, I think the Australia leak shows us this possibly could be coming to Disney Plus because
I think that's where they'll put it.
To them, it doesn't matter. It's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah,
I mean, Black Widow's not going to come to Disney Plus. Black Widow would, if the worst case scenario, Black Widow would be a VOD, $20.
Yeah, any real Marvel movies will be on
because they need to make their investment back.
Yeah,
Disney Plus is not going to make all that money for them in subscriptions. I'm sorry.
Like John said, this movie didn't affect their bottom line, so to speak, because it's already been made. The budget's been spent, and the budget was already budgeted by Fox, not by Disney. Yeah. So it doesn't really hurt them at all if it makes no money.
Yeah, so we'll see where New Mutants goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was interesting to hear that Warlock would have been in the sequel.
The trailer seemed very strange. The trailer wasn't really anything that made me want to see it. It wasn't like. It seemed kind of weird. I
liked the trailer because it was different. It's like a
reminded me a lot of like Sucker Punch, very Sucker Punch-ish feel. Like everyone's in a dream, like dream worldy. It's kind of strange. It was just kind of weird.
I didn't get that at all. But when you watch the cast, you're like, man, this cast is like 3 years young.
Yeah, it looks really young.
It looks so different now.
Mason Williams looks really young in this.
They all look younger.
Yeah.
Mark, you got anything? I got a couple more things that came out of Comic-Con.
No, go ahead. I got
Um,
stuff just for the 3 thing. I let you.
uh,
I will
this
say
is-
I did. I will say I did try to like get into it, the at home stuff.
Yeah, I watched a lot of
Like
them.
I tried getting on, like hopping on a couple of the panels that they did and stuff like that. Like I watched the what we do in the shadows panel,
Yeah.
which was cool, but it's just kind of strange. It's like it made me feel like I was like in a work meeting. It just wasn't like anything.
Well, you're
I was
watching
like,
Zooms, but they're
Yeah.
really fancy.
yeah, I was
Well,
like, yeah.
This is all part. I mean, this is all part of my picks and the news all wrapped together.
One thing I did find interesting, which I didn't know about, which is probably something I should have known, but I didn't. Comic-Con's a nonprofit organization. How is that legal?
Why?
Well, how do they like? They're a 501c then,
Mark, I don't know.
so they pay no taxes.
Yeah. You go to the Big E, right? Big E doesn't pay anything to the state of Springfield. They're their own thing.
I know, it's just kind of strange to me.
How the hell do they do that? How do they?
I thought-
How does Big E? How do churches get away with it, Mark? How do
Well,
churches?
it's different.
It's
Still
not different. They
I just thought
mega churches pay nothing.
that's different. Yeah,
It's not.
I thought that I didn't know that they were a nonprofit organization. I thought they were a corporation. That's all.
Oh well, the more you know, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, just kind of strange.
Pizzarella.
Yeah,
that and Amazon.
Yeah, and Amazon's non for profit. I mean, they pay nothing too. I mean,
Well, that's a different situation there.
I mean,
they definitely paid no taxes last year, but I hate to jump in like that.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
the one thing that
We love Amazon. Amazon's great.
they're all right.
I don't want to get killed by Bezos or anything, so that's fine.
Okay.
I don't know. My Amazon Prime to magically stop working.
The one thing, this is my last thing, Mark. I'll let you go after this. The one thing, I almost pooped myself. I see the tweet.
All depends.
It's G4. Comcast.
Oh, I said I was like,
bringing G4 back.
I was tempted to message you as soon as I saw it.
I saw the article and I was just like, so G4, Attack of the Show, X-Play, Cheaters, all that shit I loved. And I remember
Cheaters wasn't really a G4 thing. That was
no,
just
not Cheaters, not the cheating show. It was the Code Breaker.
Code Breakers.
It
Yeah,
was-
different show entirely.
Sorry. Tech TV. When it was Tech TV, then went to G4.
Yes.
When I used to work, or I was I wouldn't say I was an employee. I was a what was I at? Cox?
Volunteer?
No, remember I got paid when you were on vacation.
Freelancer?
Freelancer at Cox.
Vacation relief.
Yeah, I used to sit there with G4 on all day,
Yeah.
and their coverage of E3 and all the stuff was like the
Comic-Con
best.
and everything was fantastic.
When I got cable, I would always be like, I need to have 2 channels, G4 and IFC. Of course,
Yeah.
those are the 2 channels that you got to get like some
You
other.
gotta get the expensive thing.
Yeah, because they're the channels nobody watch,
Yeah.
except for me. So
And Fuse. Remember there was Fuse?
I love Fuse TV too. It was great.
Yes, I know. You used to love Fuse.
So anyway, they put up this tweet and it showed like a bunch of old stuff and this little
Very
video.
end of Indiana Jones.
Well, it was all
Kind
references
of
to their old
like a
shows.
warehouse. Yeah,
Yeah.
warehouse stuff.
And he goes to the Pong, and the last image of G4 before it went off air was a Pong, was that TV.
Yes.
And then it showed the TV, and it showed like the numbers are ridiculously high. And
Yeah.
it says, we've always been playing, and we'll be back. And Adam Sessler and all those guys on Twitter all retweeted like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, they bring it back with Peacock, because Comcast owns this.
Yes.
They bring it back with a Peacock, or they take the route, would be the smartest route. They just do an online presence with YouTube.
Yeah, like an IGN kind of thing.
Yeah. And I mean, when I work in my room and I go through my comics, I literally go on YouTube and I hit the X-Play retrospect page and I just let them rip. I just watch old X-Plays and I reminisce. Morgan Webb and Adam Sessler are my 2 heroes when it comes to game journalism. I love those shows.
Sir Underwood came from there. And
Yeah, Olivia
Munn.
Munn.
Yeah.
And what's his face? The guy host. Why can't I think of his name now? Kevin Pereira.
Yes, Kevin Ferreira. Yes.
He restarted Attack of the Show on Twitch. It was just called Attack.
Yeah.
And he was spearheading this, and it lasted a little bit. They were in contacts with a Disney contract. It didn't go. It didn't last. And he has a podcast. He's had tons of these people on, which I always listen to. But yeah, this to me, anything else is cake. This was like the coolest thing. I hope it comes back the way I want it to come back, but I
don't think there'll ever be a full-blown channel again, like on TV. Like I think
because Esquire took it over, but I think they went belly up too.
They did go belly up. Yeah, that's no longer there either. That's gone.
I think it's going to be an online thing,
or
at Peacock. They're going to put the content on Peacock,
or like a Roku channel or something like that, like an Amazon Prime channel.
Right. Man, oh man, but that was pretty cool. I'm trying to see, and I did have Mark. I know me and you are big fans. One of one of the greats passed away at 88. Regis.
Regis.
Regis
question for you.
Regis on Letterman was probably like
the best
thing. And
is that your final answer?
He's a legend, and it's so sad that he passed away. When I start seeing older people, when I was young and they were old, die, and I'm like, wait a minute now.
Now you're old.
Now I'm old.
Yes.
I'm the age they were when I first saw them.
Exactly.
I don't like this.
Yes. This is how the world works, Bryon. This is how life works.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Mark, what news you got? What?
Oh, I didn't really. I was just waiting on the 3 things list.
Yeah, go into it. Go.
Oh, was those your 3 things?
I gave you my stuff. I have stuff too. Let's go.
Okay. Well, my 3 things that
we're not informal today.
Oh, okay. First off, the Star Wars publishers panel I jumped on because I saw that the guy who writes the Darth Vader comic was going to be on, and some big news came out of that.
Yeah,
I'll show you right now.
I heard about this, and
the new Darth Vader comic will tie into Rise of Skywalker in a big way.
How?
It takes place. What he does with the Darth Vader comic is it's certain arcs, and it's only a certain amount of issues. He does it like very short runs, the way he writes it, and he does it epically. Like the first one was between Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Now this one takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So what it's going to do is going to go, like they've already, like we've seen the whole debate about the Palpatine thing with Rise of Skywalker and how that all worked. But he said it's going to tie into Rise of Skywalker in a big way, in the way that it's going to show how Darth Vader in the first 2 issues runs into Sabby, who was one of Padme's handmaidens.
Yeah.
And how he comes to term with that. But then exactly how it'll end up playing into episode 9 is unknown. And perhaps he's going to send Darth Vader to Exegol, which is where Palpatine was based out of in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
So maybe it's going to show how, because it leads into Return of the Jedi, so it could show how actually it was Vader who went to Exegol and started rebuilding or housing the Empire's fleet there, or something along those lines, maybe.
Yeah, sounds convoluted already.
Yeah, but it's gonna be good. It's Darth Vader's book is very good, and as you can see, just like this is like the art style that the book is, and it's really well done. It's like one of my favorite books that I read.
Speaking of Star Wars, Mark.
Yes.
They so because of everything being moved.
Yes.
Avatar has been moved.
Yes.
Out since 2021 to 22, and
yes.
the new Star Wars trilogy is now going to start in 23.
Yes.
And all the Avatar and Star Wars films have been moved out. a 1 year.
Yes. But Mandalorian is still coming out in
October.
October,
Right.
which is all that matters. The other thing that I was really excited about, because I love everything that they do together, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are going ghost hunting in a new
Nice.
Amazon show called Truth Seekers,
Ooh.
where Frost plays like just a random guy, who is a delivery guy for a corporation called Smile, which is I think a dig at Amazon, because that's one of their things. They have a Smile.Amazon thing. But anyways, so he's a part-time ghost hunter, and this is his crew that they get together and go ghost hunting. That would be the name of his ghost hunting group. I don't even know. But in the trailer, it shows a bunch of clips of the show, and along the way they come across and they uncover a conspiracy that could bring about Armageddon for the entire human race. But it's from the guys who wrote Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, and it's going to be on Amazon Prime this fall. So there's a trailer you can find on YouTube if you want to watch it. We're not going to watch it now because we got enough stuff to talk about today. But yeah, Truth Seekers, another thing that I'm excited about. Anything with those two guys, I've been a fan of. Paul was hilarious. They're both in that.
Yeah.
And then that trilogy of movies that they did with their group of guys, This Is the End and all that. It was good stuff.
It was Hot Fuzz. It was
Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead. Yeah.
This, this is
yeah. Or was it wasn't
the end of the world? The end of the world, or
all about the end of the world, or something like that.
Something.
It was something along those words. I can't remember.
They go pub crawling.
Yeah. Someone will correct us on what the actual name was. And then lastly, I talked about earlier, His Dark Materials season 2. The trailer is out. The show they announced the show's gonna come out in the fall, which no one knew when it was coming out, and now that we know that, it's very exciting. The one thing we did learn is that the series was going. This series, they call it series because it actually airs on the BBC as well, so they call them series each season.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be 8 episodes, but they only ended up doing 7 because the virus lockdown hit as they were filming their final episode of the season, which is going to be like a one-off kind of thing anyways. So they're only going to be 7 episodes as opposed to the 8 that the first season was. But it still follows along with the books written by Pullman. So it's very exciting. Philip Pullman was his name.
I gotta watch that show. Did you watch that show, John? I remember somebody talking about this show a long time ago.
I watched the first episode and then got distracted. Been meaning to eventually go back to it.
Yeah, I remember when the first trailers came out for it. I think last Comic-Con they first started talking about it, and it was coming on, and all the people in it were great. Like the guy here who plays John Barry, Andrew Scott. He played. I want to say he was in Sherlock Holmes, and he played the bad guy in Sherlock Holmes, whose name escapes me all of a sudden.
Cumberbatch?
No, not Cumberbatch, but he played the bad guy in Sherlock Holmes.
Moriarty.
Thank you. I knew Bobby would pull it out for me. But yeah, he played that, and he was great in that. So, but he really didn't show that up that much in the first season. I'm not going to tell you exactly why, because you have to watch the show on your own. But James McAvoy was great in it. A lot of unknown, probably more known in England actors, but it was a really great show. It was very well done, very well put together, way better than the movie Golden Compass, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, those are my 3 things that I was excited about that happened. And if you noticed in the ads, a lot of ads for glasses. I purchased glasses online for the first time.
Oh,
I used Warby Parker.
Warby Parker?
Yeah.
How was it?
That's pretty good. I haven't gotten them yet. As you can tell, I'm still wearing my other glasses. But no, it's all they send. You can do, if you have an Apple phone, you can do like a virtual VR thing and try on the glasses that they have on their website, but I don't. So they actually send you 5 different frames to your house, and you can try them on and see how they look and everything, and then you pick one and they make your glasses for you and send them to you. So you don't have to go out to a eye doctor and all that and have to worry about the coronavirus situation. So
Wow. Anything, Jon or Bobby, you guys check out anything from Comic-Con over the weekend?
Is Bobby even there?
Yes, of course I'm here.
Oh, your
But
pretty face isn't there.
Oh, you don't
Because
need
he's
to see my
all-
pretty face.
Yeah, he skips around a lot.
Oh.
Hey, we just got Warner Brothers just announced like 46 minutes ago that Tenet will premiere in international theaters first before opening in select North American cities at a later date.
ooh,
Tenet will release in 70 international territories, including Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Korea, Russia, and the United Kingdom on August 26th, before it will hit North America on September 3rd at select theaters.
there's a dig at America.
Well, hey, we can't get our shit straight. What do you want? We don't get the goods. We don't get anything good.
You don't get to watch Tenet. That's what your punishment is for not knowing how to
I've been
do
dying.
things
This
correctly.
is like the one movie I've been really excited for, but I still don't. I'm still not going to go to the theater. I'll wait.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah.
But man, that's pretty crazy. And then China, it's interesting because China has blocked movies that run over 2 hours from playing in theaters, which includes Tenet, because it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. And China is like one of the biggest markets. It's like the second biggest market. They make a lot of their money from China. So that's, for a movie to make some money, if it's over 2 hours, what do you do?
Bryon, branching off a story you talked about earlier in the episode, as we're recording this show, here's some more breaking news. Branching off of what you talked about earlier, Target and Dick's just announced they're going to close on Thanksgiving Day.
Yes, we won! We won! Yeah!
Yeah.
It's a win for the workers. It's a win. Thanksgiving, you should be closed.
Finally.
Yeah.
It took a pandemic, people, a pandemic to get them to fucking close on Thanksgiving. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
All right.
So there you go. So
I'm sorry.
it announces. Sorry, but it also announced.
Going to happen to the economy?
Think
branching off of what's been going on, Macy's is also considering a much earlier start to its Black Friday marketing push, potentially right after Halloween.
Yeah, a lot of them.
My response is, where is there a Macy's that you can shop at?
Yeah, Macy's.
They've closed every one they have, basically.
This was big big Comic-Con news. They showed off Henry Cavill in the black Superman.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that. They had a whole thing with Snyder.
They gave a clip, and Snyder said, not one frame of Josh Whedon's cut will be in his cut.
Yeah.
It's a dig at Josh Whedon for making a shitty movie. It's only Scott Snyder's allowed to make shitty movies.
Yeah, only Schneiders can make incredible movies.
I mean, I have HBO. I will definitely check this out.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that he gets to do this.
It sounds like a whiny kid that took his ball and went home.
Well, it's not really. Mark, you know why he couldn't.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, like, it sounds like a kid.
Tragic story.
I know, but it sounds like he's just like.
Well, you know why?
It's like it wasn't Josh Whedon's fault. Josh Whedon didn't do it on purpose.
Well, Josh Whedon's not very good, so.
Well, I know, but they just hired him to do the movie, and he didn't. Like, they told him, look at it and make your own decision on what you want to do. And
Scott Snyder's saying that because people would be like, because conspiracy theorists and people would be like, but this is not the total Snyder cut. I think he's saying that in the sense that be like, listen, this is my vision. This is not the other vision.
Yeah.
Because, people will be like, but no, we want the other version. It would just go on forever, right? So I think
do we really think it's going to make the movie any better than it was?
Make it different. I don't know if it's better. It'll make it different.
It's not going to magically revitalize the DCU.
That doesn't mean much.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it was a bad movie, so any little bit improvement is good, right?
I mean, it's not. That's like I said. It's not anything that's going to revitalize the DCCU or anything.
No. This.
Oh my gosh, we need to have these characters back in these movies, and I want to see them.
Well, Henry
together.
Cavill already said.
Tell Ben Affleck to get the bat suit back on.
Ben Affleck's done with Batman, but Cavill.
No, he's not.
He's not.
Ben Affleck is done.
No, he's back. He's back, baby.
He's back.
He's
back, baby.
When did they make this announcement? I gotta look this up.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I heard he's done.
No, they brought him
That
back.
was only because Snyder was out.
Yeah, and now that Schneider's back, Affleck's back.
No, I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up.
Because the Robert Pattinson movie has nothing to do with that universe.
It's its own standalone.
Yeah, so they're gonna do like a separate universe with Ben Affleck.
Yeah, he may not get a solo film.
No, but it'll still be in like the joint.
But even Superman
movies
gonna probably get another solo film.
Oh, yeah. So it says here Ben Affleck signed Batman contract for HBO Max.
Yeah.
I wonder if that has anything to do with this movie, though.
No, I think that they're gonna do like a.
No, they
could do a.
And he said now that Snyder's back.
He's back.
Yeah, because Snyder was willing to work with him so they could both come together on their vision.
Yeah.
And Josh Whedon just did what Josh Whedon does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says the new info claims that Ben Affleck has already signed a new contract to return as Batman, and that Affleck will be involved in additional appearances related to HBO Max and Zack Snyder Justice League movies.
Yeah.
Interesting. But so that would be that. But
yeah,
then
universe.
That's part of that.
The Matt Reeves Batman universe. You'll have the Joker standalone universe where they're going to use more.
It's not a universe. It's only.
There's going to be the DCEU world.
Then he's also going to have Michael Keaton in the Flash universe.
No, he's going to be part of the DCEU. Flash is in the DCEU.
They're going to do like the Flashpoint situation. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, they are. I mean, in the article it said that he's using. He goes to the future where Batman's already retired, and
Flashpoint.
And Michael Keaton's character is retired.
We're going to try to get people to believe that old man Ben Affleck gets older and turns into Michael Keaton?
No, it's I don't know. I don't know. You know what?
Or are they doing like the different worlds thing?
My brain hurts from discussing DC stuff. This is how I think about it. When the movie actually shows a trailer, I believe it. Because this is all could just be for naught.
There's pictures. I've seen pictures of Michael Keaton in the Batsuit standing in front of Ezra Miller as a Flash.
That was.
Yeah, they haven't.
Was that photoshopped? Oh, okay.
They haven't filmed anything, Mark.
I don't know. You never know with DC. They could do anything.
You could look at his face and realize that he's much fucking older than that.
I just saw it really quick. I didn't like investigate it.
He's not going to be donning the Batsuit.
Through.
He's going to be retired.
Says,
he's going to be like a like.
Anytime I see anything that says DC News, I usually just zoom through it because I don't care.
They said he's going to be like a Nick Fury type. Like he's retired.
Why?
I don't know.
Batman Beyond?
I didn't know about Ben Affleck, but if he comes back because it's the Snyder Cut, Snyder Cut is for the fans. Who knows? It will recharge.
Is it really for the fans?
The fans wanted it, yeah. People like Rocky.
Well, Rocky wanted it. Rocky wanted it.
There was a whole online campaign, man.
A whole bunch of whiny kids like Rocky begging for the Snyder Cut.
It's all the people that like DC more than Marvel. They want their Infinity War.
People like Rocky. There you go.
Listen, if it makes you happy, who cares?
I guess.
If it makes
you
happy.
If you enjoy terrible movies, the DCU is for you.
Well, what are you going to do? Jon, Bobby, Mark, anything else from over the weekend, news related? before we tie this up?
We'll throw a little sayonara to Zamboni, my family dog. They had to put her down
I heard.
last
Sorry,
week
Marc.
from cancer. So,
Dude, yeah, this has been the
it's
worst.
not easy.
The worst year for animals and cancer.
Yeah.
We had to put Pounce down about a month ago from cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Zamboni, my heart goes out to you and the fam, Mark, because it sucks. It sucks.
Only 4 years old.
Has it been only 4?
Yeah, that's how old she was.
Yeah, Pounce
Crazy.
wasn't that old either. I
Yeah.
mean, he was 7.
Yeah.
And a close friend of ours, he's dealing with his dog who has cancer as well. And
Yeah.
it sucks when you're dealing with an animal with cancer, but in a time like this, it makes it because you can't go in with the animal.
Yeah.
Like I must have went to 4 or 5 trips to the animal hospital in the vet with Pounce, and I could not go in there.
Yeah.
Here's the cat. I wait outside.
Exactly. Yeah.
Until that fateful day where we had to put him down. But it's just like
Yeah.
heartbreaking. It sucks.
Yeah. It's like Mariah and Kylie were the ones that were taking Zamboni back and forth. It was the same kind of thing, and they were saying that like they ended up finding it like in her liver. It was like right above her liver and below her like body. So it was kind of like in there. So it was like an inoperable place. They couldn't do anything with it. So
yeah.
but yeah, it just stinks. Stinks all around.
Yeah, it does. I mean, hopefully, like it's tough to get over. I'm still not over Pounce's death. Like,
Yeah.
it's an animal. It's like it's a furry family member, man. And John knows. John's been through it. It sucks. It's
Yeah,
like,
we've all been through it at least once.
yeah, it sticks with you. It sticks with you for a while, But
Yeah.
but we have to give
So-
our love to those animals because you know what? They keep
Yes.
us. They keep us insane. They keep us insane.
Yes,
Well,
they keep us insane. They
insane.
keep us insane. That's exactly what it is.
They do.
You're
They
right.
keep us insane.
You're right. They keep us insane.
But
Bart
they-
has this new thing now where he barks starting at like he wants to go out every hour on the hour, starting around 7.
Oh.
So it definitely keeps me insane.
They keep us sane when we're home by ourselves. They keep us insane because they drive me crazy.
Like
But
I
you
say to
love
Claire
them.
all the time, he's a coworker I never wanted.
All right. I know. We did adopt.
And if it wasn't for,
Oh, Bob?
Bobby?
I was going to say, if it wasn't
Is that
for
you?
pets, we wouldn't have our dog walk videos.
We wouldn't. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
the dog walk nation.
Right. No, Bob, I was going to say last weekend, because the house is too quiet, I needed another black cat in my life, and we adopted a kitten, 4 months old,
Oh boy.
named Fidget, and
Oh man.
I love it. Brings joy to my life. This little ball of fury.
But
I love it. No, all the
okay.
things Pounce would do, he does, and I
Yeah.
miss that. I miss all of it. I mean, even this shit that would drive me insane, I miss it.
Yes.
And then like this guy, he's in our life now, and he does it all, and I'm not even mad. Oh, you want to eat my food too? Well, that's fine. I don't care. Like he's jumping on my balls like Pounce used to do, and when I'm
There you
laying
go.
down, like
Yeah.
trying to drink out of my water. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. He's absolutely a gift. I'm so happy we adopted him.
Well, there you go. There's a way to end on a nice happy note.
Yeah, and there's
Welcome
a picture
Fidget
of
to
him.
the
He's
podcast
sleeping-
family.
He's sleeping right now,
Well, don't wake him up because then he's gonna start going crazy again.
which he doesn't sleep because usually he's bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, he's a kitten. That's what they do.
Oh yeah, I love it. But
Yeah,
pets are amazing. So we should give. But sorry again, Mark.
yeah.
Into the Warnock.
I will say, and I've talked to my sisters about it, and they're talking about the next pet already, because you gotta,
Yeah.
get back on the horse, so to speak.
Yeah.
But instead of like look around you and find like a local place nearby. I know there's like the Ellington Pet Rescue and places like that.
You have the Humane Society right in Springfield.
Yeah, Humane Society and all those places in your areas. And not only go there and look and see if there's an animal that you're looking to, like if you're looking for a pet or someone to keep you company during this time, but also just donate to those places because they're like hurting as well as every other nonprofit is. So go out there and help if you can.
Yeah, I mean, this was a rescue. We always
Yeah.
adopt from a rescue place.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, I know I asked this and then we went off topic. Jon or Bobby, did you guys have anything? I know I asked you twice and then we went off topic.
Neither of them responded, so I don't think they have anything.
I know. I mean,
No.
okay,
No,
thank
we
you.
have nothing.
Today was just Comic-Con news. Next week we'll go back to our regular
Next week,
schedule.
the topic is going to be, and I'll tell you what it is going to be right now, because
what is
it's going to go along with something that happens this weekend.
What?
On the 31st, Netflix releases the first season of the Transformers, the new Transformers cartoon.
Oh, the new?
Yes, the new one.
Okay.
Battle for Cybertron.
Okay.
So going off that, next week's big topic is going to be your top 3 favorite robot characters in pop culture.
I like it.
So
if
you're watching, start listing your top 3 underneath this video, down underneath in the comments.
Any vehicle, right?
No.
Interesting.
Boats.
Any robots. It has to be a robot that's like an actual robot, not like a robot inside a wall or a robot.
Whoa, What about
a fleshy sack?
It could be an android.
Not a flesh bot. Not a flesh bot.
It could be an android.
Mark? What about in Flight of the Navigator, where it's a vehicle, but it's also kind of a robot?
That would be okay.
Oh, but it's a vehicle.
No, because it's an autonomous robot is a whole vehicle.
I got you. Okay.
All right. I like this topic. I already got one I'm writing down now.
I already have my 3 because I was planning on doing them this week.
Yeah, I like this topic too. This is a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay away from Star Wars because it's too easy.
I'm not, because one of my favorites is already
I know what yours is, but,
So, next week, top 3 favorite robots in pulp culture.
Do androids count?
Androids? It's a robot.
Okay.
It's a robot. So leave your top 3s underneath the video in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Give us suggestions about different topics you want us to talk about in the future. I want to start building up our comment section.
Yeah.
Our comment sections on our videos is really light, and I don't like it. So start commenting, leaving suggestions. And
we got one comment, Mark. It was about
things
your
you
hair.
I know. It's growing back in, so it's getting there.
It was. I know that someone thumbs down our D&D fart video.
Well, thumbs down your D&D fart video.
That was mine. I posted it.
Oh, so Bryan's D&D fart video.
That's just criminal. Dude, that is some of the best. What we did that time was so spontaneous and magical. Yeah.
I will tell you right now, if he's on YouTube, it's probably Hutzel.
There's a little.
Hutzel doesn't know how to use YouTube.
That you know of. Who knows what he's been doing during this pandemic?
I know what he's been doing. He's been playing video games.
You see his fancy hat that he wears now? It's pretty nice.
Yes, it looks good.
Yeah.
You got a new look. I mean,
yeah.
He's a sophisticated man.
Yeah.
What a dick.
After all that, we heard nothing that Bobby was saying until he said, "What a dick." So we had no idea what he was talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about. I heard, what a dick.
Yeah. He was revving up for it.
All right. Well,
all right, gentlemen.
The audience, and then we'll say our goodbyes to us.
Yes.
Bye.
So until next week, everybody, your top 3 favorite robots, start writing them in the comments below. We'll see you all next week. Everyone stay safe. Everyone help each other. And we'll see you all next week.